Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here and welcome to an auction update news video, once again sponsored by Sovereign Rarities. A huge and massive thank you to them for sponsoring our channel. They reached out to see if I would help promote one of their upcoming auctions, actually two of their upcoming auctions, and we did a video a couple of days ago on the Highcliff collection. If you want to see that, there's a link in the description box below. But today we are looking at one of the coolest array of coins that I've seen in a long time, and ranging from ancient coins, as we can see here, which might not be your kettle of fish, all the way to beautiful high-grade sovereigns with bits of incredible history attached to them as well. And then all the way up to, if we go to page 7, modern classics as well. 2012 proof sets, 2017 proof sets, absolutely incredible coins, and something for everybody is what I'd like to think. I say something for everybody because there's also something in here for the ultra-rich collector that really wants something unique. And when I say unique, I mean truly unique. They have here a 1954 penny, and I did not know anything about this before doing a bit of research for this video. This is the only singular example of this coin that exists. Stunning piece of history. Trial piece were made for the new portrait of Queen Elizabeth during her ascension to the throne, the coronation, and then in 1954 some of these coins were made. Perhaps the Royal Mint ordered some of them melted down, but one seemingly slipped through the cracks, whether it was smuggled out of the Royal Mint or accidentally put into circulation and found. I don't think we'll ever truly know, but it exists and it's here, and it's an incredible piece of history, and with an estimate price of 90,000 to 120,000. And bear in mind there is a 20% buyer's premium on top of this as well, with VAT too. If somebody bid and wanted at £100,000, that would be £124,000 somebody spends on that piece of history, that custodian status of history. That's pretty cool. Not necessarily something I'm going to be bidding on, but there are things in this auction that I am going to be keeping a watchful eye on and having a look at. Before we jump in and have a look at those, another exciting penny to look at is this, the 1937 Edward VIII bronze penny. It doesn't have his portrait on. They were doing trial pieces, of course, and then he abdicated. So this is a very cool piece that, and again, piece of history that exists. A little bit more of a palatable price point of £10,000 for a current bid, rather than the £100,000 for the other penny, but equally as cool and special in numismatic history. So, to the auction itself, what am I interested in? Well, there's something for everybody in here, and I have been thinking more of late about, my collection generally. I've got a bullion investment collection, which one day will just be sold, and that'll be fine. But I do think about why I got started in coin collecting in the first place, and that was because I enjoyed the history. I enjoyed that, it's a phrase I'm going to keep harking on about, that being custodian of that piece of history. Whether it's something super valuable and special, or just a coin that's 200 years old, you've got to think of the stories these things have had. Now, whilst I don't know enough about some of these types of coins here, harking back 500 years, I do think about some of the little bit more modern stuff that I've got a bit more of an attachment to, in terms of, in fact, there were some, I think if I scan down a little bit, yes, for example, these. These modern sovereigns that we see in 2021 hark back to a time of history when sovereigns became that piece of history. 200 years to celebrate. And it does make me think about being perhaps a custodian of some of these coins. That would be an incredible thing for me to achieve one day as a collector, to sort of crown that collection, to be that custodian. But it has to be done for the right reasons for me, and I am pondering it, and I've been keeping an eye on a couple of different things on different auctions. And 1825 is definitely on my hit list for this very cool anniversary year that we're seeing. But it's something I'm researching. I'm not necessarily going in full guns blazing yet, so we'll see. Now, in terms of the range here, it is endless. There is something for everybody. Gold, silver, numismatic collectibles. There are incredible pieces, and you don't have to spend thousands of pounds just to be part of that history. You can have lower end silvers, lower end bits of gold as well to be parts of those histories. I saw there was an auction for an 1838 that ended the other day, and I think it was nearly 2,500 for it. So this one, perhaps with an estimate of 1,500, a bit more worn, still be part of that history. It's about working out what's right for you, I guess, is my answer to you. But there are some stunning pieces in this collection of coins, and it's well worth checking out. One of the highlights of modern stuff is that they have got an Una and the Lion PF70 up for auction here, 2 ounce gold. This is the thing that really set the modern trajectory, I think, of raw mint coin production, and just how incredible this coin is, and how incredible. I missed it. I didn't buy it. It's to my eternal shame and regret that I didn't go in on this when I saw it come out. But this one is up for sale. Estimate of 28,000 for 32,000 pounds. Sorry, with a current bid of 32 as well. So it's already smashed the estimates. Pretty impressive, really. And then we have a 5 ounce version of that Una and the Lion as well. Stunning bits of coinage, really is. But as I said, it's going to be down to each individual person's thinking of where they want to be. There's some really cool other pieces in here that I really, really like the look of, that I am very keen to maybe add into my collection one day. The 2017 collection is an incredible one. I somewhat regret that when this collection came out, I only bought the single sovereign. I did subsequently sell that single sovereign, but I never went full big on this. At that time, I just didn't have it on my sphere of influence and radar and within my budgeting. But it is a timeless classic. It's a beautiful piece, and I think it's one of the best sovereigns out there in terms of modern day stuff. So that's something I'm going to be keeping an eye on to see. And where I get a lot of value from this is, whilst you might not necessarily be bidding on all of these items, or very many, if any, of these items, I use these as a really good barometer of what's hot, what's doing well, what kind of prices are achievable for different things. I have a lot of these coins that I've bought from, say, the Royal Mint, for example. And it's interesting to see where they are and where they're going to go in terms of prices. You know, we've got here, for example, this Strike on the Day Coronation Sovereign. Estimate from Sovereign Rarities 500 to 600, current bid 700. That says to me it's a hot coin. It's something that will do very well going forwards into the future. And you've got to remember there's buyer's premium on top of that too. So there is a really good barometer here to learn from, to see where things are going to be and go for different bits within this auction. So it's something that I am very keen to keep an eye on. I don't know if I will be bidding on a lot in here, but I will be certainly putting in a couple of bids. Oh, another one that's tempting my... So this is another one that's on my bucket list, wish list, kind of long-term, you know, want to make a legacy collection. The 1989 Sovereign is something I need to have one day, but I'm trying to work out in my mind whether I want to get something that's perfect, like an NGC or a PCGS 70 grade, or whether I take a punt on an ungraded version, or we settle for something like a PS69, which is not going to be perfect, but is going to be much more affordable. There's these kind of questions which I can ask myself and hopefully one day get the answers to, but these kind of auctions really do help me. Another example is the 2002. Love that design, it's really good. Anyway, look, I could just sit here and salivate over all of these different auction lots that are coming up, but I will leave that for you to go and have a look down in the comment section and description box for the links to this auction, and you can go and put in your own bids if you so wish, or have a look and see if there's something that you can learn from this. I think that's wonderful. Beautiful collection, and a huge thank you to Sovereign Rarities for reaching out and sponsoring our channel. That's only really possible because of you wonderful people inside the YouTube algorithm watching the content that we make. And I do hope there's been something in here that's of interest to you, whether it be something you're going to go and bid on, or whether it's something that you've just learned from watching this, and maybe it's sparked an interest in you to think about some of the... It's just not always about the bullion weight of a product, it's about the history that goes with them too. I think that's a really cool and special thing. So thank you everybody for watching. We need something for the Cool Kids Club members to quote, don't we? Where's that 1825 Sovereign that I really want on my bucket list? If we go find that, we'll have to tell you what auction lot. The other one I really want is an 1817 Sovereign. You know, those are pretty cool. The first ever Sovereign that those were happening. So I'll tell you what, we did an 1825 Sovereign in a different auction. So let's talk about the 1817 auction here. If you're in the Super Cool Kids Club, then you need to quote me lot number 109, and then we know that you're super extra special cool. There we go. That's it from me. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. As always, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.